Away Mensa, welcome back to the channel. Deep South Connect. It's all about respect. And today I am here with one of my brothers. This man is a legend in the game. Been holding it down for years. Representing Ocean View. This man is from the Six Sisters.
Blessed.
783 Hip Hop Movement. Slangcorp.
Blessed.
Sy naam is Gakez. Kan jy nie... How does it go? Kan jy my nie volley?
No doubt.
This guy has released more mixtapes than I can count on my hands. He has collaborated with so many artists. If we had to start naming them, that would be the whole interview. Facts though, eh?
No doubt.
Give it up for DJ GAKKIE.
Blessed respect, much love. Thank you Luke for having me, I'm a big follower and a big fan of the Deep South interviews happening on YouTube. So yeah, big up and respect to you, bro, man.
Respecting. Shot for coming on, brother.
Yo, it's a pleasure.
So brother, you are an MC, a producer, a DJ. Tell us how you got started in music. I know your dad is a legendary DJ. Take us back to the beginning.
Basically, music. I think music is in my DNA, man. As it's in my blood. It flows in me, So that's the way I think I came into music, is because music was always something I chose over playing with toys as a youngster. You know what I mean? Ik zal music verkies over toys of bikery of iets. Ik zal de hele dag voor het TV zitten. Channel O kijk, watch Channel O. When it still used to come on Channel 1, from 12 to 3, I think that was the time. And then at night again, from 12 to 3 again, so I was a big influencer in watching the international scene, and my daddy came across a program once because I can remember I had a computer and Name 32. I think it's Name 32. It was a game. It had all the games of it.
Okay.
It was Pac-Man, it was Bubble. All the games is Snow Bros, Street Fighter, alles what you name it. Name 32 has it, And I was playing all the time on the PC with this game. My daddy came with the program, he installed the program, he could try to figure it out at the YouTube because he was a DJ back in his day. A lot of people used to remind me and tell me, hey, my daddy used to win a competition and my daddy was this guy there by a popular place, Club La Bird, legendary place, a lot of our OGs, the people in the 80s, 70s, 90s. They can relate to that place,
Respect, yeah.
They can relate, so a lot of people that's gonna tune in that's in that age group will know what I'm talking about. But people that's not in that age group need to do research about it because my daddy was basically, I was the man, and yeah, music he was very influenced, he was very music driven, mixing. That time it was LPs though. LPs, vinyls, So yeah, that was a tough time, and that time I wasn't so, ik was not so experienced as ik nou is, want ik was nog a youngster. I still needed to grow, I still needed to go through that life stages, But yeah, when he got this program and he installed this program, he told me, hey, oh bro, kijk die game, man. That a quiet game we overcame. I can still remember how he tricked me into it because it wasn't a game though. It wasn't a game, so he tricked me into it. He said, kijk, ik heb een quiet game for you, kom man, kijk die game. But this game that I'm playing is playing numbers, man, you see. I was a big Snoop Dogg fan.
Oh, respect.
You know, so yeah, Nice Snoop was my dog. I used to like him a lot. Because he always used to have music videos come up on channel O, and then you know, it's my thing, like this my bro, because the swag, the pumping, the the drop he had that time. And I played music, but it wasn't so intriguing for me, man. It wasn't interesting for me, because I didn't know what's happening here, but as time passed by and went on, he came to me and he showed me, nah, this is what happening here, you put this number in here. And I got memorized to it, and I used to practice all time on this thing, because Saturdays when he was maybe chilling, having a, coming from work, maybe having a top or something, and then he would tell me, nah, I must mix for him, and then he's sitting, and I'm mixing. And he's telling me, play that number, play this number, play that number, play this number. So that's how I came into DJing, and he knew a lot of people that had that had nice platforms at that time. Like DJ GAKKIE, Elvin, those people like Odds, Valkyries Inc., it was GAKKIE's DJ how can you say, it was his DJ connection, his association,
Okay,
it was GAKKIE's the Valkyries, and Elvin had Odds Vibration, my daddy used to throw me in those lines, because he knew those people, because he grew up with those people.
Yes.
And GAKKIE is a student of his Odd, because my daddy was like basically someone GAKKIE looked up to, because GAKKIE was a youngster at that time, I think, according to my knowledge, according to what they told me, GAKKIE and my daddy. So yeah, my daddy used to throw me with GAKKIE, used to throw me with Odds, One time he threw me with Odds, and then there was a 12 years DJ competition. I think it happened in 2012, but by that time I was dominating already, because I had basses, I had mixtapes traveling. Like now, if you maybe jump into a taxi from Ocean View to by Physical, from Ocean View to by Sun Valley, you will hear DJ GAKKIE mix playing in the van.
Oh.
Most diff, it's not gonna be the radio, it's gonna be a DJ GAKKIE mix.
Respect,
And I'm talking about 2008, 2009, 2007, when I was. But I'm coming back to the 2012, the 12 years DJ thingy. My daddy threw me in that competition, and then I won. I won that DJ competition through Odds, and I was a student of Odds, first and foremost.
Respect.
Respect to Elvin, Elvin Castro. I was a student of Odds, and coming into this whole music, my bro, you must know I'm a DJ, I'm a rapper, I'm a producer, I'm an entertainer, I'm an event organizer, I'm a songwriter, I make beats, So a lot of things, also a lot of entities, man. That's why my mind is it's going into different places, but just giving you your answer. But yeah, basically 2006, 2005, DJ wise, still a youngster, bro. And I was a DJ first, and then 2007, the first track, my first hip hop track, 2007. Rest in peace to Fiki.
Rest in peace.
Mr. If, that was the guy who actually paid studio time for me, Kyle, other Kyle, there was two Kyles with me on that track, because he saw potential in us, because we used to move with him every day, when they came to the studio we were there, but unfortunately when they went into the facility where they recorded, we couldn't enter because you must know, man, studio time here, it's focusing on bars, you need to record and blah blah blah. And we used to stand outside and hear how these people is spitting, Not, I won't say Kyle and the other Kyle, shout out to Asset Spiller, Asset Spiller, Genie D, he's one of the Kyle, and the other Kyle is I don't know where he is, but much love to you also, bro. So we were basically standing outside listening how the people were rapping, you know. And Vicky came to me. Vicky had a girl track, you know, because I was dating this girl that he wanted to date, but I was dating a friend, you see. So this track was basically aimed to them, but he had to involve me into this track, you see, because it will must not only make sense if me and him is on this track and we talking about these two girls and their friends, they're in the same class, they every day together, and you know. So yeah, I didn't have money that time because studio time, the guy that recorded him on that time was very hectic with his prices, you know, because the recording sessions so man, $400 in your macht, bro, yo. Ik praat van hij is 2006, 2007, you know. En ik heb nog school gelopen, ik was nog een youngster, zien ze nou. Maar ja, so Vicky came with a song, zij kent ze van mij, wist zij, you know. And we had to write 8 bars, you know. And I always wanted to be part of Young Terror, because I was big fans of Young Terror.
Yeah, legends.
Yeah, me and Cokes and Sarah Dolly Cokes. Me and Cokes and Puti, Leon, you know, we were friends, we were in the same class since richtig, you know, till standard 6 we moved when we came on high school. And so we, you know, he was in this class, I was in that class, you know. But yeah, we were big fans of these guys. And Vicky came, Vicky said me, bro Owens, je gaat betalen voor die move, man. You know, ik zei, ja, salut man, ja, dank je bro, you know. En als je was kijken dinsdag, die tijd in United when jullie regels. And he still came to us also, you know, we weren't there at that time when the studio time was, because it was in our flat.
Yeah.
You know, DJ Malcolm, respect with DJ Malcolm, Malik, you know.
Respect, yeah.
Yeah, it was him, he was recording the guys, you know, so yeah, and he came to my house. The guy was living on top, the other guy was living inside. Was herhaling me into every day. I recorded that first track. That's when the adrenaline was so pumping into me when I first done that verse, because the producer is a professional producer. Hij wil alles accurate, zien ze. Hij wil hij doet het weer hoor. En hij doet het the way I think, it's right. Hij doet het weer hoor. Ik zeg ja, kijk die man, zien ze nou, but okay right, hij heeft me lekker gedroomd man, you know. And he told me, and when I finally got the take that he wanted, it wasn't the take I actually wanted, you know, but the song went out and that's where I became a hip-hop artist, because things just developed, you know. But yeah, look man, vraag man, ik had aan in praat.
It's fire, brother. I don't even have to interview you. You can just tell your whole story. It's so inspiring, brother.
No doubt.
So, one of the things I like about talking to everybody is that the beginning of everybody's story involves inspiration. You spoke about your father and how he got you into the DJing when you were young. You spoke about DJ GAKKIE, Alvin and Arts. Now, you even went deeper and spoke about Vicky and how he hooked you up with studio time just by seeing the potential in you, and also you're passionate, you're young, you have that energy where you want to get in the game. Now you've been in the game for over 10 years. How do you see the next generation coming up? Do you also see them with the same hunger you guys had when you were younger? Especially things change. You spoke about back then how studio time costed so much money. Whereas nowadays most people have access to recording because, of course, as time has gone on, digital age kicks more in. It becomes easier to record yourself, to upload and release your own music. How do you see the younger generation that's currently coming up?
Yeah, look, music man, musically, you know, for me, musically, every day music changes. Or every day a new artist is being born. Every day, every single day. You know, some lost, some go, you know, some remain, some build legacies, but every day there's new artists. So for me, basically the way music is today, like when I step up back in the day, bro, I'm gonna take you back into time, you know. When Vicky gave me my first studio time, you know, blessed and respect and rest in peace, bro.
Respect.
Allah grant him high place in China, you know.
Respect.
What I wanted to say now, yeah, he gave me my first studio time, and then when I had that studio time, because Hopi always used to respect for Hopi. Hopi always used to also record there by DJ Malik, by DJ Malcolm, you know. And I was every day with Hopi. You know, as Hopi aan toch aan nakatigan because I was so driven into music. His bro was freestyling till that man, so I say, die part van hom is wit. Maar hy spieg bro, hy freestyle. And everyone used to make a circle around him, and I was one of that kids that was standing in a circle, you know, while he's rapping, while he's freestyling. Freestyling about the moon, about the bottle, about vital item, much love vital item, lingo, no doubt, my bro, right? You know, that's man is freestyling, bro, you know, and it's almost like a drug for me, man. It's addicted, you know. It's something that, you know, I want to do it. You see what I mean? And he used to move places because it was easy. Shout out Easy Elro. Elro had a studio in his garage that time, you know. I can remember because I always used to sit also on the pavement outside Elro's garage when maybe Opie was inside. You know, or maybe Fiddle was inside, much love for Fiddle. Couldn't have Fiddle, you know, but yeah, so Opie used to bring me and but I always wanted to be with Young Tira, but I never knew someone that was part of that crew, man. You know, until I met Lance, lingled him, you know, and then Darren, Fiddle, aka Fiddle, you know, much love, blessings. Fiddle, salute.
Respect.
That's Lon's best friend. That was at the time Lon's best friend. But Lance was my best friend, and you know how it goes, man. So, so when I met Fiddle was dope, bro. Fiddle was kak dope. That man is a dope. You know, he used to win battles, he used to go to battles and blah, you know. But yeah, to make a long story short, you know, Fiddle was the guy who took me to Wade. Wise guy. Shout out to Wade Morris.
Yeah, Wade's a legend, brother.
Yeah, nah. Today everyone is gonna get the flowers. Everyone is gonna get the flowers today because an interview with me basically, I'm involved in a lot of journeys, you know. I didn't make people, ik het nie weer gemaak, but I'm part of a lot of journeys, meaning I helped, you know, and a lot of people helped me, so I would like to give the flowers and shout out to JP, man, to respect the most, you know, for giving me my flowers, you know, on his episode, and I'm still coming there by you, but here's your flowers as well, respect, cousin. Yeah, everyone is gonna get the flowers today, bro. Yeah, so I went to wait, sorry, but I went to wait. I went to wait, and Vlaktes was in the building. I'm a big Vlaktes fan at that time. I knew every lyric of Vlaktes.
Respect, brother.
Every lyric, and Vlaktes was rapping kak at that time. It's he wasn't rapping the way he's rapping now, like meaning flow-wise, man.
Okay, what year was that? 2009 or?
Bro, I'm talking 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
You see, Vlaktes never, that time he was, his boss was dope as always, like, you know, but I'm talking about flow-wise now, man. You know, he was always rapping like off the beat. Sinds nou hij was voor. Allemaal het vir my gesê hy's kak, hy rap kak, but vir my was hy tough. Want as jy luister wat hy broer sê, nou ja, dan klink hy nie meer so kak vir jou nie, you know. Like meaning the way he's spitting, man. But now he developed into that, you know, that stage where the flow is nice, the lyrics is more nicer. He's the next BSM for me, you know. That's the way I listen to him. But yeah, and I met Vlaktes, and from there, bro, the rest was history. But you can talk now. But Fiddle was the guy who took me to that studio where Vlaktes was in that day. Vlaktes, Wade Morris, Adnan, Zuki, Matsalav Zuki.
Legends, yeah.
Ja, bro, al die honden. Wie was nog aan? Bolly, Matsalav B-O-double-L-I-E, Lance, and Call-Out, you know. From there, the rest is history, bro. When I met Vlaktes, a different Gakkie or a different person, you know, came out of me. You know what I mean?
So, again, brother, I love that you pay homage to the people in your journey. I think that's so important. Now, if we talk about when you got started as an MC, you started as a DJ, but then when you became an MC, you're talking now about how legends were inspiring you. People like Fiddle, how you say the man will go to battles, he'll go here, he'll go there. You spoke about Young Terror. You spoke about Hoppy. That man is a beast when he freestyles. How important is the aspect of freestyling to you? Because I know you also freestyle. You talk about Vlaktes. I know that man can also freestyle. Do you feel like it's a lost form that's coming back or comes and goes? There's always rappers who freestyle. But how do you see freestyling and how important is it for you as an MC?
If you're an MC from Ocean View and you can't freestyle, nah bro, I'm weet
Praat man, ja?
Ik weet niet, but if you're from Ocean View and you can't freestyle, nah bro, there's a problem.
Respect.
There's a problem because when I came, when I was moving with Slangcorp, Hammer, Pain, I used to tell them they were click that time. They were Rastas. I don't know what was the name, but they were click that time. Not Young Terror. They were Young Terror, but they came another click out of Young Terror. Like I think it was Pain, Easter and Slangcorp. When I was with that people, dan moet jy freestyle. Die mense sit hier en praat soos ons nou praat op die interview. Someone will talk and then he will say something and then he know. That means is freestyling. And now you must know, so many honde so uitgefreed. Hulle freestyle. Hulle wag. Ze moet hulle nie stop nie. Because if you're not gonna stop them, then they're gonna go on in. So you must freestyle, but freestyle is an art, you know. On itself, it's basically sharpening the brain, man. Because writing is quite, you know, you can write. But when you write, you know, you're actually using your brain to think about what you're gonna write. But when you freestyle, it's what's on your brain, it's how you can make this word rhyme with that word, you know. Sometimes to freestyle, it's quite because as a rhyme zag, like meaning you're chasing the rhyme. So maybe the rhyme is vital, you know. If I say vital, and then you maybe gonna say idle. Or you can say Michael. Or you can say cycle. Do you know what I mean? That's how freestyle works because you can chase the rhyme. But sometimes when you freestyle with a purpose, like you're gonna freestyle and actually want to tell you something. Like, then you're gonna talk, you're gonna have a lot to say, but meaning you're gonna have a word that you stop within that sentence and then just talk again and make that word of the last sentence match with the, you know what I mean? Yeah, so freestyling, bro, if you go to an event and then the MCs gather because that one is gonna perform now and that one is performing later, that one is performing that time, so man. And then the MCs gather here, it's not talking, bro, the beat's playing inside or the number that's playing out inside. When you stand outside, you don't listen, you don't hear the lyrics, you just hear that. The Bruce is freestyling, yeah. You know, because the nerves is starting to kick in because he needs to perform next. He perform later. Tybara perform, you know. So they basically they opening themselves, man, you know, because going on the stage is a different environment when you go on the stage and seeing 200, 150 people in front of you, you know. Some people get nervous, some people get stage fright, some people forget their lyrics, you know. It's very tough, bro. That freestyle is a big is a big thing. If you're from Ocean and you can't freestyle now, then you must do your history, man.
Respect. Let's talk about Ocean View some more. We've spoken about DJ Payne, Ficky, Fiddle, Wade, Easter Tongue, Vlaktes.
There's a lot, bro.
You're paying homage to some of the legends here. Can you talk about your homegrown Owens that inspired you? Are there any others? Of course, when we talk about freestyle, we have to mention Trigger.
No doubt, there is
Rest in peace,
so, you know.
brother. One of the best freestylers I've ever seen. That man will sing a freestyle for half an hour on a show. There's a lineup to come, but you can't get him off, brother.
Volle. Nah, freestyle, soos ek sê, freestyle. There's a lot of people that can't freestyle, you know, but at least they try.
Respect.
See the, like for me, I like to freestyle, man, because freestyle, I'm like talking about Ocean with my homegrown Owens. You know, you always do you associate with me, you know. If I'm gonna surround myself with soccer players, I'm gonna become a soccer player. You know what I mean? I surround myself with MCs, you know, and meaning I'm gonna be an MC. I wanted to be an MC, and now I have the chance to be an MC. But now I must surround myself with people that's doing the same thing that I'm doing. Because the motivation is by them, the inspiration is by them. You know, pushing me to push my pen is by them. The same thing by me. If I'm in the circle, I'm pushing them to push their pen. You know what I mean?
Respect.
Some people are dope in their pen. I'm not dope in my pen. You know, but I'm dope in sounds, I'm dope in flows. I know what beat, I know, you know what I mean. But as I grew into this MC that I am today, respect to all Nuzzle, you know, he told me that like my hooks, my chorus, every chorus that I have, it's dope. He likes it, you know, he's a big fan, you know, so.
Also a legend in the game, man.
Yeah, big legend, bro that paved the way. Like I used to see how all do park jams in Petunia Court. I was a young student that time, you know, I wasn't rapping. The nerves and that time it was too hectic for me, man, you know. But I used to show, you know, that man bring Vacella 021, brings Barents, he brings all those people here to us, man. You know, and when I started now and I actually grew into the artist that I am in Cape Town, you know, because the nigga been making a lot of moves, man, you know. If I can say that about myself, like literally, I have been making a lot of moves, undercover moves, moves that make noise, moves that don't make noise, you know, but it's moves because at the end of the day, it doesn't stop, you know. But now I'm at a certain stage, you know, and age where I feel like I don't need to prove myself anymore, man, you know.
Respect.
For me, it was being the dopest, being the most active, you know, being. Ik wil niet geweest in je gefriet in de hele tijd. If I can be in your face for 24/7, for years, whole time, even if it's not my project, but you download the project and hear 2 different artists on, but you see it's produced by DJ GAKKIE, or the beat is by DJ GAKKIE, or you know what I mean? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be everywhere. You know? That's why I started creating gigs. I had, but bro, as a DJ, I had so much gigs, cousin. There's so a lot of people that can getuige like 4 to 5 years back how many gigs I had and how many people I gave platforms with those gigs and how many times my parents and the people who basically gave me the opportunity to be the person and the artist I am today were crushed because I'm sharing a platform that's supposed to be mine but with other people and giving them also a platform. You know what I mean?
Respect, yeah. That's important though.
But I never knew what they were talking about, man, until I realized and it actually happened to me where I see like I have a certain price but now you guys have a price that's more or less than my price, but you guys were with me and you guys know everything that I know and the way I do things, and now you guys are doing that things the same way, so it's taking bread out of my mouth.
Okay,
you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what
it's basically how can you say? It's making the mark, you know, swak. Hulle maak die mark swak. So I'm at this stage right now where I know, okay, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I gave those guys. I'm grateful for the guys that they are today, you know, God bless them, you know, blessings upon blessings to each and everyone. But there's a lot of things that I didn't took note of, man, you know, that I wish that I maybe did listen to, you know, like my daddy for instance, or Kali or Elvin. Those were people that always used to warn me about, things that's maybe gonna get into that form, or you know, it's gonna be like that. Like today it is like that, you know, but at the end of the day I put so much work in. I don't need to, how can you say, I don't need to prove myself to those guys that has their time right now, because everyone is gonna have their time, and then when their time is over, someone else is gonna have their time.
Respect. Yeah.
And that's the way it works, man.
Yeah.
You know that I came like this, you know, to understand that. I was first, I couldn't understand it. I wanted to be the one the whole time. That's how I went hard. I went on comb, I went on amapiano, I went on trap, I went on boom bap, I went on each and every beat there is, each and every genre there is. I went on it because I wanted to be the one every year. You know what I mean? That's why they can say, nah, like, I've been active and I've been dinges in every genre and every dinges, and it's because I wanted that. But now I'm at the age where I know, not where I see, but where I know and where I respect that some people, the game makes space, man, for everyone, and everyone is gonna get their time. But when you have your time, use it wisely. You know, give, like what I said, like give the opportunities to others. You know,
Respect.
because their time is gonna come as well. So
Respect.
I came to a point where I know now that's vital, and that's the way it is, and we need to accept that. So for me, I don't make music anymore like that. You know, like when I was like that, man, like the hunger I had.
Yeah.
I don't make it like that anymore. Music is now a feel good thing for me. It's a laid back thing. It's, you know what I mean.
How important though when you're a young man, because you were young when you got involved in hip hop. Now when you're a young man and you've got that hunger, you want to dominate, you want to be the like you say, you want to be the dog. How important is it to ride that energy while it's there? Because you release mixtape after mixtape after mixtape. Your Trap Schooner mixtape series is legendary.
We can move, yeah.
Now, if that energy that you speak about wasn't there, would you have been able to maintain that consistency?
Yeah, I think so, because like I say, the music is in my DNA, man. You see what I mean with that? But yeah, it's just, you know, you grow into, like Trap Schooner, for instance. Trap Schooner, I'm gonna go to Trap Schooner. You know how many artists is on Trap Schooner with that? If I must mention all people now, I think you won't have questions anymore. Because there's so a lot of people, there's so a lot of places. I'm talking Houtbaai, Ocean View, Parel, Woester, Eersterivier, Ravensmeet, Pontyville, Mitchellsplein. Bro, we can go.
Let's talk about some of those people that you've collaborated with from Houtbaai, Mitchell's Plain, Eersterivier. I know you've worked with people like El Phoenix, from Tafel Sig. You've worked with some of the younger guys like Klein Fortuin.
I've worked with, I'm gonna give you a few, no, but I can remember. Big shout out, liefde wat een en jou. Primacy, give me money to jou, parents, static tours, Orkaan. I'm just gonna go from
Go for it, brother.
T-Boy, Griep, Papa Grumdy, Slang. Oh, so cool, bro. Beerblitz, Gakkie, Tsuno B, Maestro, Miles, Blok 7646, Tsa Logo, Swatkat, Masala, Abik Silver. Oh, bro. There's a lot, man, but yeah, Criminal. I wanna mash out names and the people is gonna say, oh, it's a CD for my Mr. DIY. Mr. DIY, Bliksemstraal. Asthmatic. Kinetic. Klipkloon. Sipsoki. Doep. Mialki 021. But yeah, blessed. Female MCs, Misunderstood, Stacy Des, Diva T, Jasmine, Mazui, Sanise. Big up voor allemaal, maar ja, dat remind is een beetje. Ja, mekaar, maar ja, jullie weten, man. In respect voor allemaal wat ik samenwerk, you know, en wat mijn vision trust altijd, because I always have a vision that's unorthodox, meaning ik mezelf trust soms die vision.
Respect.
You know, sometimes when I create a track, I don't trust in what direction the people will receive it, because it is what it is, man. But I just know when it feels good in the studio. If the feeling is good in the studio, putting it out there, it's gonna be good. You know what I mean?
Respecting.
If there's a doubt in the studio saying, for the artist saying, for the producer, nah man, I don't think this must go out. Fine, then don't let it, that's your word. I'm not gonna let it go out. But if I say and you say, we don't know now how it's gonna go, what direction is gonna flow in it, then we must trust the vision. On trusting how the feeling was in the studio. You see?
Is that, I mean, that's what music is, you're capturing a moment, a feeling.
No doubt, a lot of people think that creating a hit, you must think a month or two and then putting it out, it's gonna be a hit. Hits doesn't make like, hits isn't created like that. Hits is created on, like you now just said, creating a feeling, catching a buzz, vibing in the moment. Recording, dropping, that's a hit. A hit isn't created by producers looking for different instrumental players to play this, to play that, to play this, to make it a hit. The beat can be a hit, yeah, no doubt. But some artists isn't doing justice over the beats, man, you see. Some is just spitting over the beat because the beat is a hit, now he thinks the song is gonna be a hit. That's a bit seen like this because, for instance, 783 can take my beats and I think my beats is cut, you know that, but somehow the people out of Ocean View and in Ocean View think my beat is dope. But coming back to that point, I give a beat to King David, blessings, plof. I give a beat to King David. It's a cut beat, King vibe with the beat though, King likes the beat. I give a beat to Vlaktes. The Gakkies beat. I give it to Vlaktes. Vlaktes like it. Now Vlaktes and King David have a beat and Vlaktes have a beat, King David have a beat. Vlaktes do a solo on that beat. King David do a solo on that beat here. He release and he release. But now for me, listening to the tracks with that cut beat, now the beat sounds nice. You feel me what I mean, bro? Yeah. So it's creating, man. It's how you create the track in it, you know, because I can remember when I made beats, the only person who felt my beats at that time was Vlaktes. No one else. He felt my beats to the max. He made mixtapes, he made singles, he made... I'm like kakker, man.
Talk deeper into that. Talk about Slangcorp a little bit, your relationship with Vlaktes.
My relationship with Vlaktes, now we on a different level. We like brothers, man. We don't see each other like every day and so, like we used to, but we brothers, you know. He's here in spirit, you know. Wherever he is, I'm there in spirit with him because that's my brother. The things we went through, the things we achieved, the things we accomplished, the waves we created, the platforms we created for artists out there is stuff. Because Vlaktes was my best MC, right? He was like my MOBism, like my Isaac Newton. Vlaktes, because I was a big fan of Vlaktes. Still am. As I know a number drop now, look, doen voor mij die. As Vlaktes a number nou drop, wat was is nou in September no? Voor die 2021 klaar is, gaat hij man a tape drop. Ripzen of, that's the tape's name. Just listen to one song on that tape and hear what he says. Listen to how he raps. Man, there's niks lekker always what you gonna say. But okay, yeah, Vlaktes had this vision, man. Vlaktes always had visions, you know. Vlaktes had a gevaarlijke brain, man. Vlaktes was the one who gave me Fruity Loops, who showed me how to use Fruity Loops, who gave me Cubase, who gave me all those stuff.
Respect.
Vlaktes was the one who grinded me, bro. Like I said, when I met Vlaktes, my whole everything changed. So the hunger started growing. Vlaktes lend me, like, what, but I will do this. You have equipment in your house. I want to record. You working. You lend me your equipment from Monday till Friday. And then Friday when you off the weekend, when you gonna record, the equipment is by your house. That's how tough me and Vlaktes is and was and still am, you know.
Yeah, that's fire, brother.
But I respect Vlaktes. Vlaktes always had a vision.
Yeah.
Vlaktes had a bigger vision. Ik het altijd nooit op voor hom gehoor nie, man. Sinds ek geluister oor the type of game Vlaktes used to rap on me was so tough, bro. He actually molded me into the bro that I was, you know, like the hyped up dude, the one everyone liked, you know, because I dominated so a lot of entities through the help of him. You know, me and him were partners. I actually met him, and he created the label Slangcorp, you know, and me and him, our friendship just went like this, and then he saw the vision. I was 100% down with what he was down with, you know, so. And I approached him, I wijst him, bro, ik is Slangcorp, man, wat denk jy? Ik is ook een Slangcorp, man, sê ek hom, en hy sê, nah, pas ons ran die ding en ons movement in die
Respect.
And we moved, bro, me and Vlaktes achieved. We went on CTV for Cypher, me, him, Sharon, them, and all those people. We were on TV, bro, me and that, man.
Slangcorp Generals.
Full number. We were bringing pride. We killed the underground, the underground royal scene.
Respect.
We killed. We had interviews on Push Radio. We killed ciphers. We organized ciphers, and then just taking a lot of people that we can, you know, that wants to go with us that day. You know, we created events. You know, we created projects, collaborating with yourself. What was that project name? Southpaw. By Zanzi, there by the studio.
Yes, we did the collaboration.
The what was it?
I think we were gonna call it South Pen
or something like that. Yeah, you know. So
it never came out because of various licensing and stuff like that. Vlaktes explained it to me well. We didn't get all the paperwork, and we had to get all the artists' permission because a lot of the artists were just independent artists. Now we're making a project with funding from somewhere, and then it has to be so it was it became a bit too complicated to put it out. But I think the most important part of that was the process.
The process was nice because...
And they used to teach us process over product at
It was
MCs,
very nice.
I never understood in the beginning. I was like, process over product, what does that mean? Like, you can just be lazy and say you did stuff. But it was actually the importance of the process whereby you're meeting different people in your community, you're creating relationships from year and year, and just doing different things and sharing resources and exposing each other to what knowledge you have and what knowledge you have and how we can learn from each other. So that was the process of that project.
No doubt. But it was nice, man, bro.
Respect, brother. Praat 'n bietjie van Broederbond asseblief, meneer.
Kaptein, preset, primacy. Ik represent, you know, Broederbond tot laat toe, altijd. Even though Broederbond for me, it's like almost like people is hulle slaap op Broederbond, man. You know,
Respect,
like,
yeah.
It's like hulle kykie raak wat die mense doen. How can one person that don't even have a car that can go by everyone around by a day, you know, because he's from Worcester, you know, we from Ocean View, people from Houtbaai, people from Steamboat, people from Pilsrivier, Kaila, Perel. Yes, you know what I mean? He created a movement that an eenheid is krag, that's the motto, you know.
Respect.
You know, so yeah, this for me, all I can say is like Broederbond is also a consistent movement in Cape Town that, you know, that pushes the culture forward and keeping the culture alive, man. You see, not a lot of people is keeping the culture alive. This is keeping the culture alive. Big up and shout out to Deep South This is keeping the culture alive. This is what we need. We need revenues. You know, we need platforms. We need facilities.
Respect.
This is what artists needs, you know. But Broederbond gives you so a lot of stuff. Like, yo bro, just joining, it makes you a better MC. If you just have been approved and you have been added into that WhatsApp group with that 62 artists, beat makers, producers, video editors, poster makers, you know, if you have been added into that group, then you already feel like as an MC you feel like you're elevated.
Yes.
Without even being on a track with him. Being on a track of Broederbond also makes you, it gives you superpowers, bro, because it's a lot of people that has been pushing, you know, that has been pushing for years and
respect, yeah.
That collaborated now and joined forces, showing people that they can put egos aside, you know, they can put their pride aside, but they can work together as a unit, you know, from different communities. That's big, you know. So
yeah.
Big up and shout out to Captain, you know, Primacy. Kijk hy man se nuwe se trick vir jou. Nice trick up.
Respect.
That's Broederbond, bro.
Deep South Connect, it's all about respect. We are back with the legend, DJ GAKKIE. Sy naam is Gakez. Brother, you had a little quick t-shirt change there?
See about 3 no doubt, man, straight in the number, you know, support your local brands. Support
Respect.
local brands, people, you know.
Respect. Let's talk about local brands a bit.
The local brands need each and everyone's support. Klagen.
We got
Not talk. Vital Itel.
Vital Itel.
No doubt. Die goed maak niks, ek sê die mense, hulle moet samen eet, man, jare. Kijk hier. Olingo. No more in. Hey, Olingo,
Vital Itel.
Vital Itel, no doubt, you know, support. Can link you guys up, you know. Blessings.
Let's talk a little bit about Vital Itel. Now, you spoke about Lingo and how he's been an influence in your life. He's a gatekeeper of hip-hop.
That's my talk. Me and Lingo, I'll tell a story about me and Lingo. We were a clique, we were four guys in the clique. But we were nice time cats, you know. But we were a clique, we always used to do our own thing. You know, some people used to go drink. Some buddies, man, used to go drink, and this buddies used to go party. This buddies used to go to a cunt, you know. But me, Lingo, Fiddle, and Carlisle, we always used to catch our own flips. Our flips were, we're gonna listen now to Evil is die makkelijkie van helemaal bezig. And whoever talks here now must march out of the room.
Respect.
Because we want to listen to each and every detail of the lyric that this man is voicing. That is how we this is where Lingo comes in. Now Lingo is also a big supporter of rap scenes. He also wants to rap scenes, but he doesn't have the time to rap, man, and put in the time like we put in the time, you know. He can rap, he can take gat, he can do whatever he wants to do, you see, but he's a big supporter and a big motivator as well, man. You know, when he see, like basically he can help where he can help, you know, then he will help. Whether it's by transport, whether it's by taking this person with us to this gig. This person might not have money, he doesn't have a work, but his heart's burning because he wants to go. He needs to go because he has a talent, he has an art that he needs to put out on platforms, on stages, but he don't have money to go with the transport because the transport charges 150 rand. Getting in by the gig, it's 80, 70 rand. Lingo supply, wherever he can, you know. So for me, I respect him, man. But it's not something new, man. For some people, it's something new, yeah. But it's not something new for me because I grew up with Lingo, like we were close, we were every day together. Like basically now young states now, man, like not now, you know, we more matured, you know, but in our younger days on school, you know, when we were at school, elke dag, as ek en hy man saam gewees, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm blessed, you know, to a local brand like him, like supporting your friend. How do you feel supporting someone you know? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to support people that I know. I want to support local entrepreneurs, local custodians, people who are ambassadors for their own lane in their own area. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Instead of the supply chain and support people that you can see actually having an impact on what you're passionate about. So you're passionate about hip hop. How do you feel when you go to a show, you see Vital Ital, you know Vital Ital is contributing towards this thing being able to exist. And that's why I say the money's a gatekeeper. Like you were talking now about how you guys listen to every line in fine detail. That's being a connoisseur of hip hop. Not just a fan. There's a difference between being a fan and a supporter, where you actually study the craft, you study the culture, you contribute to the culture, you have a respect for the culture, and everybody makes different contributions, but all those contributions combined are what make the whole. So I think it's so important to support local brands that are providing the platforms, like your Vital Itals, like your 783 Hip Hop Movement, like your King Size Studios, Slangcorp.
Yeah, man, bro, you see, our people talk support me. You know, there's a difference between supporting and talk support.
Respect.
You know,
Tell us about that. Tell us
most
more
of
about
our
that.
people, they talk support, meaning my broer het gehoor aan nieuwe nummer van DJ GAKKIE, Double G Liewe. Ja, my broer, ek het het gehoor nog al daar by 'n ander bro. That's talk support. Hy lieg het nog nooit die number gehoor, hy praat sy kak man. Sien sy. So supporting means my bro, it's gesien 'n nuwe range van JPE, hulle se T-shirts, hy respect the mass. Laat ek sien. Hier's ek hier.
Respect. Yeah.
Do you feel me where I'm coming from?
I feel you, Captain.
That's for me just something that we need to take note of, you know, because there's a lot of people in the circle that's talking support. If Gakes drops sack, he drops sack. How many people in that circle of 783 said that number? Because Gakes drops sack, that new number of him. How many people said that number? Do you know now what I mean? Do you feel me now where it comes from? So it's something we need to consider, man. You know, if as amper soos sy is hier op sy is hier nie man.
Yeah.
You know, as hy is hier op sy is hier nie man, moenie tyd mos hier nie man. You see? Hy man sê dit self, Gakes sê dit self. Ek gooi my watts uit die venster uit want sy het my tyd gemos. You know? So yeah man, that's the thing man, you know, how people must support man, you know, like support. Like what's her name? Lee Drake, shout out Lee Drake. She have T-shirts out right now, no? Don't waste, not waste me.
You're not waste of me.
You're not waste of me. Now that song she recorded by King Size, right? King Size is now the recording facility in Ocean View, and that gives you that quality, that puts you out there, you know. So each and every artist that would like to drop some songs or drop a mixtape or drop anything that you want to, man, you know. Contact Prof Stuff, man, King David, King Size, you know. That's the person you need, you know. But she recorded that song there, and that song is moving though because it's a female, she's a new female, you know.
Respect.
That's rising from Ocean View. So of course she has people in her circle that's gonna support her, that's family, that grew up with her. So the people is supporting her. But we need to support her, the hip hop community or committee. We need to support her as well. You see, because she came to that stage where, you know, no, to be afraid, man, bro. Stage fright, you know how stage fright is, right? It's tough, no? Stage fright. You ever had stage fright?
Not really, to be honest. I think maybe when I started, I did a little bit, but doing different things like stand-up comedy and especially if you battle.
Did you do stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Nice.
That changed my life, bro, because I made jokes about my hands and my back and
Oh,
like that.
okay.
So it really teaches you, because now you're laughing at yourself. People are laughing with you.
That you're making money as well and you growing as an entertainer.
Yeah, I didn't really make money. No, I wasn't in it for so long. It was quite a short, and I realized it wasn't really my passion. I do have a love for it, but more as someone who has an appreciation for the craft, but not as something that I would want to do. But it really taught me to accept myself for how I am. And then when you battle, you know how that is, brother. If you're an MC and you battle different MCs from different areas, that kills your stage fright, because now not only are you performing, but you're having someone attack you in response.
Can we stay by that concept?
Yes,
By
brother, let's go, let's talk.
Battle. You know what, I had one battle, man, no? But it wasn't a battle like I signed up for this move since to battle in front of people since it was a hip hop gig, much love, shout out Military Boy, you know. Salute, he's a Broederbond, man.
Respect.
I don't know, man, it was a cypher. And Military Boy just started hacking off on the OG, a legend that I respect in this game since it. And he respect this legend as well, man, but you know how it is, bro, we must take you. Steve, it's a, was mensen, yeah, we moet jullie vat, we willen allemaal vat. But yeah, what I was saying now is, by a hip hop gig, bro, when you're not performing and the winner is outside, you know how nice it is to connect. It's like Drake connecting with DMX or so, man, something like that. It's like the rappers connecting with each other, man. Do you feel me what I mean? But Cyphers is there. But he was a Cyphers in Nicotine loaned him, everyone, man, was there.
Respect.
Every Vader Zapi, respect, bro. Ja, kijk, mijn bro, die man begint een bas. Hij was Robin is een Military Boy. Een man tala, ik zie je. Maar wat ik kan hier, man, this man is mijn nasty king kak out hier bij de OG, man, you see. Ja, I just sprung in here, bro, and there I have him since. But this is freestyle, this is not written, nothing, everything just happened on the spot. So it felt like a friendly, normal rap competition. Well, not a competition, but a rap battle, but between friends, man. You know, and yo, my bro, just that energy, that adrenaline that ran into my body that night. When I didn't actually battle him, and I just wasted him a paar stuff in the freestyle I was slapping. En zei, ik hou niet van die, wat zullen doen in de OG's, jullie is net broers en zien zo, man, you know what I mean? Yeah. And yo, that adrenaline in me, look, I'm hungry for that. I don't feel it anymore. You know, when the camera is maybe on, when there's maybe 200, 300, 400 people in front of me, I always used to feel that, and it made me want more, you see, but now I don't feel it anymore. I literally don't feel that anymore. It's like adrenaline, man, it's like my whole body. Als anders het zit kak aangevangen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
het zit nou kak aangevangen, het zit met iemand gestikt, of iemand geskiet, die korie poera, laga je no man. Dan zeg ik, hey, katje, see it, though? No, it's like a feeling like that, man. Yeah, it's like, yo, see it. I always wanted to feel that feeling. Whenever I do music, I always wanted to feel that feeling. Because that feeling only lasts like for me it lasts like a minute or two, man. And then when that minute or two is done, then I'm comfortable. Then I, without stuttering, without doing whatever on stage, or without forgetting my words, and you know what I mean? That's why, yeah, man, bro, yo, it's tough.
Brother, we were talking about local brands. Now,
Local brands, yeah, man.
I love the fact that someone can get some indoor or outdoor from Vital Ital. Get yourself in the zone. Go down to King Size Studios. Lay down a track. Phone up JP and Stevie J, RTM phones. Get a photo shoot or a music video done. Upload it somewhere. Buy some data or connect to someone's Wi-Fi. The fact that you can now, in this day and age, do all of that through your local outlets.
That's amazing.
In your town. That's very different to what you were explaining how you came up. When there wasn't just facilities, and how Fiki, rest in peace to the legend, hooked you up with studio time.
No doubt.
So how can we encourage the younger generation to also share the resources, share the platforms, push each other? You can compete and be competitive, but also support each other and understand that even though you're competing, there's still that mutual respect, because if you create platforms together, you can have more energy to push the culture forward.
yeah, the more platforms, the better. You know, but the younger generation is moving on a different pace, man. You know, everything is fast for them. You know, everything is happening on the spot for them. You know, support is getting to them, not by saying it's wrong or whatever, but it's the way it's moving right now, music and life itself. You know, it's like every age group is gonna have the time where they're gonna come to a 21 period, like me and Stevie J. No, Stevie J. Me and Stevie J spoke about earlier on. You know, it's like I'm maybe like you say like a 90s baby. Now you get the 200s, right? The guys who has been born in 2000, 2001, 2003, 2004. Now they're gonna have the time, man, you see. But the people that's in their age group is gonna support their age group. You know what I mean? So my age group is already on a level now because I'm a 90 baby. I'm a 90s baby. I'm 1994 like Coke's mixtape. I'm 1994 like Coke's mixtape. You know, so my age group did support me when I was on that, like I told you earlier on, like when I had my time, when it was my time. It's still my time, man, but at the end of the day I'm not competing anymore. You know, like that time. You know, because for me I was competing, bro, because when I stepped out, I used to do them and Slangcorp, it was competition in the freestyle, in the bars, in the punchlines, in the wordplay, in the metaphors, you know, in the storytelling. But there was competition, bro. But now today is not like that anymore. But I used to DJ Vlaktes, Slangcorp, they still keep it that way in the lyrics until today. Until today, we listen to that song, I used to doen Willy Wally. As hij rooks, patents, heroin en glue. Tijd het op je kap, toen was die lijnen altijd zo. Maar nou zit de coke MD's en lean. Dat de klom youths die reality vergiet. As die postboy die merge in my poosa, government, week die tracks uit, officieel te tijd in. Dan zit my puta, je Caesar, je top en je tani. Word vastgevangen en gespin, Willy Wally. Can you hear the lyrical, it's a word, So yeah, man, bro, that's the way, man, you know, like I'm a fan of that, but I'm not gonna put myself to that limit where I need to spit like that. No, I'm not like that. I don't spit like that. That's not my way, that's not my vibe. When I came in the game, I only wanted to write about one thing, TOET, girls. Normaal, daarom heb ik het gespeeld. TOET is what, you know, but we're gonna leave that. But I only wanted to rap about that because I was interested in that.
Respect.
You know what I mean? Lekker tight jeans, mini skinny jeans. Lekker kanne wat zo hangen in between. En verstaan ze, dat was my bas. Ik wil laat drink soos ek ouwe Pepsi van sy sexy. Maar jy sê, ek het jou geld vir jou taxi, babe. You know? That was me.
Expressing who you are at the time.
No doubt. I don't want it to be like Easter or Vlaktes or Plofstof, no. I was inspired, yeah, to push my pen through them, yeah. But I didn't want it to be like that. Meaning like I wanted to spit the way they spit, like the stuff that they spit. Like DJ spit only about the truth. Vlaktes spit about the truth but gives you hidden messages. It gives you like a way like you are listening to the truth, but there's also something that you need to rethink to get the point that he's actually making. Do you know what I mean? Eastern gives you the truth again in a different way, meaning it's all, man, you know what I mean? Each and everyone has. Ik kan niet over hulle compile en wil say, nah, hulle so nie, but that's in my way, that's my opinion, where I listen to the music. And they're my peers, you know, and my friends and my brother, you know. Like JP said, he used to look up to them, and now he has them on context and that. Nah, it's the same. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the new generation need to link up with the older generation, because the older generation need to give the younger generation advice how to move.
As alweer uit tijd 2019. Zijn naam is Gakez. Sa weten vandaag se tijd. Sa baie mense wat kom in die game, you know. Hulle kom en hulle gaan en hulle gaan en hulle kom. Haha. Dis strictly in the way. Baie mense, man, you know. Gakkie, Thai. Wie gaat er nou uit? Wie komt er nou uit? Wie gaat er nou uit? Wie komt